Dr. Brant Gibson, and today I want to talk to you in a little bit more depth. Over the last 60 days, I've been giving you neuropathy nuggets, little bits of information to try to help you understand and manage your peripheral neuropathy. But I have people keep coming to me and saying, okay, what more can I do? I want more information. I want to get started on this. I want to get involved in this and really get the tools that are necessary so I can actually manage my peripheral neuropathy to a full extent and get my life back. And so because of that, I want to go in a little bit more depth and help you understand this to actually in great detail. So let's kind of start first. Most of you received the diagnosis of peripheral neuropathy. And at that same time, when you got that diagnosis, not much more was said. And the doctors a lot of times will not realize that they've just changed your life, but they give you no information on what the diagnosis of peripheral neuropathy even means. And sometimes the best they can do for you is give you the statement of good luck and just tell you, good luck, do what you can. We don't really have any good solutions for you. We can't really help you. But the problem with that diagnosis is you went to the doctor for a reason, because you were having symptoms that were problematic. The symptoms may just be a numbness or tingling, or it may be significant pain, which is a lot more common. And you say, okay, because of this discomfort, I'm not able to do what I want to do. Because of these symptoms that I'm constantly having, I'm getting distracted from the normal life that I'm supposed to be doing, and I can't do it. And as it progresses, you find that you're not doing the things you were usually doing, that you were doing before. And you start to find that actually this peripheral neuropathy is really a disability. So it's a discomfort. It's a distraction. It's a disability that's completely changing your life and interfering with your life. And your life is no longer normal. Your goal, your desire is just to say, okay, I just want to be normal. I just want to get back to doing normal things. And you're given no real options, no real treatments that could be done to do that. And the pain, discomfort, and disability becomes a major problem that's really, really affecting your life and keeping you from doing what you want to do. So you're saying, okay, where do I go? What do I do? How do I know if I'm supposed to go to somebody? How do I know if they're going to be able to help me? How do I know if that anything more than this doctor I just went to does? So there's a couple different things you're looking for. You say your doctor should really know about peripheral neuropathy. They should be able to not just say what it is, they should be able to explain it to you and teach you and help you understand, so you can say, okay, now I have a good understanding of what's going on. And then you need to understand that 80 to 90% of most doctors don't understand peripheral neuropathy. And they'll tell you that. They don't really have any additional information. So the more knowledgeable your doctor is, the more knowledgeable you can be. Because the most important information, the most important thing that you need to know is you personally need to understand your peripheral neuropathy. So the truth is, you deserve the truth. Over the last 20 years, I've been looking for answers and options for every neuropathy patient. And you deserve that information. You deserve options. You deserve a process that you could actually go through to say, okay, I'm going to get control of my peripheral neuropathy. And the secret to your success is that understanding. You need those tools in your toolkit so you can say, okay, I'm having these kind of symptoms in the morning. I have these kind of symptoms in the afternoon, these kind of symptoms at night. And so you can actually get the treatment that is necessary. So let me give you a little bit of background. Let me help you understand who I am. I'm Dr. Brant Gibson, and I've been working with neuropathy for close to 20 years. But I need to go a step further. I need to go further back and give you more information. Is that okay with you if I take you just a little bit further back? Okay. We'll take you a long way back. We'll take you back to when I was around 2 years old. When I was 2 years old, I was cross-eyed. And first it was one eye that was cross-eyed, and they decided that they needed to fix it. So they went in and shortened the muscles, and they actually made it sort of straight. And then the other eye went cross-eyed, and they had to do a second surgery to fix that. From that time, my entire life, I've wanted to be a doctor. And the idea is I wanted to be able to help individuals and give them their lives back, like my life was given back. Now, at 2 years old, did I really realize how much of a difference it made? No, but if you can think about it, what if I was still cross-eyed? What if I was still struggling with that and couldn't focus, wasn't able to drive, wasn't able to do some of those kind of things? I could do it because they did it and did those surgeries, and those surgeries changed my life. They made a big difference in who I am, who I was able to be, and allowed me, actually pushed me for lack of a better way of saying it, to become a doctor. Now, as I was trying to become a doctor, I was actually in the process of studying and learning and so forth. And I applied to medical school multiple times. And those first 2 years of trying to get into medical school, I was waitlisted 1 year and I didn't get in either of those 2 years. And then I found out about podiatry, about working with the feet and ankles, and was able to jump across and start taking classes and learn about that. And the more I learned, the more I understood, I started to realize that I could make a difference. I could take individuals that were having pain and discomfort and even disability and get them back to their lives. And so I was excited about that opportunity to be that kind of doctor that could actually see someone in the office that day and make a difference, not just give them a medication, but actually make a difference. But as I started working with patients, I realized there was a lot bigger need for individuals for peripheral neuropathy because nobody was giving them options. Nobody was helping. And neuropathy is a life sentence. A life sentence for most people. They're going, okay, this is a life sentence. I'm going to have to live with this. I can never get over it. And that's the way they're seeing it. But I want to tell you some very, very important information in no uncertain terms. Neuropathy is not a lifelong sentence. Peripheral neuropathy can be treated. And although we haven't yet figured out how to cure it, we can give you your life back so you can have an extraordinary life even with peripheral neuropathy. So why is this important to me? Well, interesting enough, I found that when I put my arm around my wife for a period of time, my whole arm would go numb and would start to hurt and start to ache. When I drive for long periods of time, my hands would go numb and I'd start to notice that it was a problem because I found out that I had peripheral neuropathy. Now, the interesting thing about that is the more I did, the more I studied it, the more I looked into it, the more I realized that nobody was giving a complete picture, a full picture of what could be done or what should be done for peripheral neuropathy. So the truth is, it's very, very, very important that you get that full picture, that you get all the information so you can truly say, I know what's going on. So what I did over these last 20 years is I started to look at nerve health. It was important to understand the nerves themselves. So let's get the nerve health. And as we improve the nerve health, the symptoms of and the disability of peripheral neuropathy go away. So in studying this, I realized that there's really 4 steps, 4 pillars, 4 important pieces of getting nerve health. Number 1, you need to understand peripheral neuropathy personally. You need to understand it. It's not as important. It is important that you go to a doctor that understands it. But the most important understanding needs to be yours. You need to understand peripheral neuropathy because you're the one that needs to treat it each and every day. You're the one that needs to know what works for you and what doesn't, because everybody's peripheral neuropathy is different. If you don't understand it, then there is no way, even in my case, that I can help you get better. My job is to help you understand it so together we can help make things better. Number 2, the biggest problem, the biggest reason that individuals are saying, okay, I've got to figure this out is the symptoms. The symptoms of peripheral neuropathy become discomfort, distraction, and a disability. So you need to be able to get control of it so you can actually really find a way to overcome that. So the second one is to manage the symptoms of peripheral neuropathy. Then as you manage the symptoms of peripheral neuropathy, you're having less distraction, less discomfort, and ultimately you're able to function without disability. So the idea is we're giving you back your life. But the problem with peripheral neuropathy is progressive. It gets worse over time and it continues to get worse if you don't do anything. So the third step, the third pillar, is to take control and stop the nerve damage. So you're going to control the nerve damage. That's by understanding what disease processes are affecting this and what things need to be treated so you can actually treat. If you have a diabetic neuropathy, you can treat the diabetes and make sure your blood sugar is well controlled. If you have a compression neuropathy, you say, okay, well, how can I release that compression? If you have a toxic neuropathy, you're removing the toxins and you're making sure it doesn't continue to be introduced into your body. And by controlling those processes, you stop the nerve damage. So you understand why you're having the peripheral neuropathy, then you're managing those symptoms so that they're not interfering with your life, and then you're stopping the damage so it doesn't progress so you can actually continue to function. And then you say, okay, now I've got control. What pieces of information do I need to put in place so I can truly thrive? Number 4 is thrive with peripheral neuropathy. So you can actually truly thrive in your life. So the problem with this is individuals are trying to figure out, okay, great, those 4 pillars are outstanding. They're great. Are they going to work for me? How do I know if these are going to work for me? So I have one patient that actually struggled significantly with this and got to the point where he was on morphine daily on a regular basis, and he was at home. He couldn't go anywhere. He couldn't do anything. And so what we did is we took him through this process, walked him through this process, and we were able to take him off of most of his morphine. But more importantly to him is through taking him through this process, he was able to go watch his grandson play baseball. He could walk to the field. He could sit there and cheer. He could walk back out. Things that he was not able to do prior to this treatment. We have individuals that their pain is so bad that they're thinking about committing suicide. They're saying, okay, I can't live like this. But by taking them through this process, we can interfere or stop the pain in such a way that it's not something that's constantly on their mind, constantly distracting them from what's important in their lives. They're able to function. I have a patient that her and her husband both have peripheral neuropathy that interferes with even the activities of daily living and the walking, getting to and from work, standing when they're at work. And by going through these treatments, we're able to manage the symptoms in such a way and control the damage in such a way that they're able to live the life that they desire. And they can continue to function, continue to have a fulfilled life and all the stuff that they're doing. Truthfully, let me read you from one of our patients. When I started with this program, I didn't think anything would happen with it. That's normal. Most people are feeling that way. I had no feeling in my feet and up to almost my knees in my left foot and to my knee in my right. Since I've had these treatments, I have improved immensely. It's just done wonders for my legs. I've improved today by 25% in my left leg and at least 75% in my right leg. So to me, that's significant. It's been at least 10 years since I felt the bottom of my feet. Now I can feel the bottoms of both feet almost everywhere except my big toes. I must say that I am really impressed. For me to have improved this much in just these few treatments, I am really impressed. So really what it comes down to is this going to work for you? So what I've done, everybody can't come into my office. I'd love to see you in my office. I'd love to walk you through the 4 steps that it takes to do the Gibson method and actually help you understand what's happening in your life. But life's busy. Life interferes, and you may not be close enough to be able to come to the office. Or maybe you're saying, okay, I get my studying in and my treatments for my neuropathy in the middle of the night when I'm awake. And so I need some things that I can do outside that. So for that reason, I created the Gibson Method 90-day boot camp. The goal of the 90-day boot camp is to lead you on a personal journey to get the tools that you need so that you can diagnose your disease, determine the causes, design a plan to get control, and then discover life, the life that you want without limitations. So what does it entail? Well, the truth is we take you through 14 days of a stepwise process to help you truly understand peripheral neuropathy. Some individuals want to go quicker. The idea of the 14 days is it gives you time to really digest and to really understand and to really feel, okay, this is what's going on with neuropathy itself and with my neuropathy. So you don't just understand peripheral neuropathy itself, but you start to understand your personal neuropathy, including what's your neuropathy score, which is a number from 0 to 100 telling you how bad your neuropathy is. What's the difference between sensory, autonomic, and motor neuropathies? Why, which ones do I have? Or do I have all four? Yes, sensory has two, as you remember, small fiber neuropathy and large fiber sensory neuropathy, motor neuropathy, and autonomic neuropathy. And then we take you to the next step. You say, okay, I understand. I understand my peripheral neuropathy. I need help managing the symptoms. I need to take the control back so I can manage those symptoms and I can get my pain so it's not interfering with my life on a daily basis, that it's not distracting me for the things I want to be doing, that I don't have the disability that comes with peripheral neuropathy. And we teach you even the processes of how do I re-educate my nerves? How do I reset my nerves, repair my nerves, or even repress the nerve symptoms so that I can get back to functioning like I want to. We give you keys to success, including the idea is I've written several books, ebooks that we're putting out on a regular basis to help you get the pieces of information that you need so you can truly understand. And then over the next 30 days after that, we take control of the peripheral nerve damage. And this is a very, very important step because we take you through and say, okay, what disease processes, what medications, what things are causing my peripheral neuropathy so that we can actually make minor adjustments and tweak it and help it and give you those pieces so that you can say, okay, I now understand that I have diabetic neuropathy. I now understand that I have a vascular inflammatory neuropathy or genetic neuropathy. The important part about this section, this part of the process, is we may be able to even take away a restless leg syndrome that you have in combination with peripheral neuropathy. My theory, a lot of restless leg syndromes are really peripheral neuropathy. Or maybe you have a fibromyalgia, which is actually a form of peripheral neuropathy. Small fiber peripheral neuropathy is one of the ways that you can get fibromyalgia, as well as a motor neuropathy is another way you can get a fibromyalgia. And those can be treated. The complex renal pain syndrome diagnosis or some of the other genetic disorders that can cause nerve pain and nerve problems can be treated if you go through this process. Say, okay, I'm going to understand my peripheral neuropathy. I'm going to manage the symptoms, and then I'm going to start controlling the disease processes that are causing the damage. And we give you the tools, including what tests should you be doing, what things should you be doing. And then as part of that, I help you interpret that. I help you go through it. And then the next 30 days is giving you the additional tools to put some tools in your toolkits. You say, okay, now I've got control. How do I keep it? How do I make sure I can thrive and truly have the extraordinary life that I'm hoping for? And that's the point. That's kind of really what we're trying to do here. Is say, okay, I want to get all of this information. I want to truly understand what's going on so I can function like I'd like to function. So what does that mean for you? What is that? What are the options? What are the things that we should be doing at this point? Is there anything else that I could be doing at this point? There really is. And that's what I'm trying to get at. The point is you have an option. You truly have an option. So what does the 90-day boot camp entail? What will you get if you do it? Like I talked about, you get 14 days to help you understand your peripheral neuropathy. It's a $997 value. You get 16 days to learn how to manage your peripheral neuropathy. That's a $997 value. You get 30 days to diagnose and control the peripheral nerve damage, including getting lists of what nerve tests you need to do, what blood tests you need to do, what medications you should be looking at, what disease processes could be affecting you. And this is all stuff that can be done in a doctor's office if they understand peripheral neuropathy. So this whole process, if you were to come to my office and you were actually to go through the process and you were to do it at the extent we're going to be able to do it through this program, it would be worth over $2,497 in visits and tests and processes and in knowledge of me that I've amassed over these 20 years of working with peripheral neuropathy patients. And then the next step would be we'll train you in the lifetime tools that I've gathered from all over the world, from all the information I can get, from all the studies I've looked at, all the patients I've worked with, all the information that I can get, to give you tools so you can thrive with peripheral neuropathy. Again, this is a $2,500 value. It's a huge value if you think about it. And then one of the pieces that some of my patients have had problems getting their hands on is figuring out how one of the things we talk about with thriving is meditation. So what we've done is we've integrated a meditation program into this, so you can actually learn the techniques and have the tools you need to implement it in your personal life. So you can do it at home. So you can actually say, okay, I can do this. And the big problem is you say, okay, but what if I have questions? What if there are issues? What if I'm not able to do this? Well, guess what? One of the things we've done is to give you support, to put you in a private neuropathy group so that you could actually get the support that you need from other individuals that also have neuropathy. So you can say, okay, well, let's put you in this group. Let's bring you in. And if you get a connection with someone else that feels just like you, that's going through the same symptoms, the same problems, they can tell you what's working for them. And they can help answer your questions, as well as I will be in that group on a regular basis to help give you those same type of answers. So all of those things, those pieces together are quite valuable. But I want to take it a step further. I want to give you just a little bit more. So over the 12 weeks of this course, you will have weekly calls where you can actually get on face-to-face with other individuals with peripheral neuropathy and myself and ask your questions. So we can actually guide you, say, okay, I took this nerve test and these were the results. What can you tell me about it? I have this blood test. What can you tell me about it? And we can actually help direct you, say, okay, this information is valuable. It's going to push you this other direction. And that's a $1,600 value. If you were going to meet with me for an hour once a week, it would be worth much more than the $1,600. But since we're doing it as a group, you may not get the whole hour to yourself. And so by doing that, we make it a $1,600 value. The point is you will hear other people's questions and you will hear the answers that I give to their questions, which will give you more information so you can truly understand even more your peripheral neuropathy. And as a bonus, as a special bonus that I'm doing just for now, just for people that are interested, that are going to step in and say, okay, I've been following him for 60 days. Let's step in. I'm going to give you a 30-minute call where you can literally sit down with me as we get near the end of this process, and we can help create your long-term plan. In those 30 minutes, we can actually go through and we can compile everything that you've been going through, everything that's happening in your life, all the tests we've done, all the studies we've talked about, and you could say, okay, what does that mean for me? And you don't have to do this yourself, but I will actually help you. Apologize, let me get another drink. But that's really what we want to do. We want to help you and understand. And the goal is, as new information comes out, as other options come out, I'm going to continue to throw it into this program because I want you to get better. Excuse me. So if we add all those pieces together, if we put everything together that we talked about, all these pieces, the 14 days to understand, the 16 days to manage, the 30 days to control the nerve damage, the lifelong tools to help you thrive with peripheral neuropathy, the integrated meditation program, the membership in your private neuropathy group, the 12-week calls with myself and other neuropathy individuals, 30 minutes with one-on-one with just me, and constantly adding new information, new videos, new pieces so that you can actually continue to get up to date and current information from someone that is studying this every day, hours and hours and hours every day, that is looking for new options, new treatments, new ways to truly give you back your life. If we added all that together, it would be over a $9,838 value. If I could give you your life back, if I could say, okay, We can make it so that the peripheral neuropathy no longer interferes with your life, and you're able to do the things that you want. Close your eyes for a second. What is your biggest goal? What do you really want to do? If your life was not being interfered with by peripheral neuropathy, what would you be doing? That should be our goal. That should be what we're trying to do. So if you say, okay, this is what I want to do, if I could give that back to you and say, okay, we're going to make that possible, would it be worth $9,838? For me, to not have limitations, it would be worth so much more than that. But I'm not going to do that to you, because I want to make this available to more people than could pay close to $10,000 to do it. So the regular price is $497, under $500 to give you your life back. But I'm feeling generous today, and I don't want you to miss out on this opportunity. I really want you to say, okay, I'm going to take this opportunity and make a difference in my own life, in the life of my family. And I'm going to give everything back to my family by changing my life so peripheral neuropathy doesn't interfere. So because of that, to make it possible for you to do right now, I'm going to reduce the price by another $200. So for $297, you could jump into this program and you can start the process of taking your life back, of controlling and managing your peripheral neuropathy in such a way that you can truly thrive with peripheral neuropathy. Okay, so how do you do that? What do you do to make that happen? Well, the truth is, the way that you make that happen is you sign up. You get into the 90-day journey. That is the Gibson Method 90-day boot camp. So that I can start helping you right now. And underneath this video, in the description, will be a link. But if you're not sure where to go, you can go to www.drbrantgibson.com/boot-camp. So boot camp. And you can get there. You can get this information. You can start the journey immediately. And you will have access immediately with the daily lessons, daily information that you can actually function with. And so the idea is I'm going to give this to you. So I'm going to put it in the description below. I'm going to place it there, and I'm going to leave this open for a period of time at that price so that we can truly get you better. Now, in fairness, when would be the best time to get control of your peripheral neuropathy? It'd be in the past, right? So you were functioning today without limitations. But when is the next best time? Right now, today. Let me make you a promise. I'll make you two promises. If you step in and do this right now, if you do this today, then you will start to get the information that you need. You will start to get the tools that you need so that you can truly function. Only then can you truly get control of your peripheral neuropathy. Only then will you start the process. And the second promise is I guarantee this. If in those first 30 days you're saying, this is not helping me, then we can stop and you don't have to do anything more. So you've got 30 days to test it, to play with it, and you can cancel and we'll give you a full refund. No questions asked. So what do you have to lose? Go right now to drbrantgibson.com/boot-camp and you can get control. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Now let's get started on getting your neuropathy under control so that you can thrive, so you can have an extraordinary life. This is Dr. Brian Gibson, and this was your neuropathy